Hey YouTube, big thanks for screwing me over yesterday. I mean, I guess I never explicitly said I'd like my videos to show up in the subscription boxes of people subscribed to me. Granted, I never really thought I had to say that. I guess I always thought it was a foregone conclusion. But I can't expect YouTube to hold my hand so deliberately. I'm 22 years old, for crying out loud. I should be able to grow up and ask for what I want. So YouTube, it would be just dandy if today's video showed up in people's subscription boxes. And to avoid repetition, I'm just going to get this out of the way. If all 105 episodes following today's could also show up in people's subscription boxes, well then that'd be just great. I'm probably in the minority here, but I like people to be able to see my videos. And if that makes me weird, then heck, I'm weird. There, now that I've politely asked, I duly believe that I shall receive. And if I don't, well, let's just say I have a backup persuader.
Do you know what I can do with this fork? Do you want to find out? I didn't think so.
Good afternoon, butt kickers. It's September 17, the 260th day of 2011, which means it's game day. It's an evening game, too, which is fun because the sun isn't out to spank me with its poisonous light, and all the fans have had all day to become really drunk and belligerent. For those of you unfamiliar with how a college football fan operates, allow me to clarify. Game days are on Saturdays, which means the previous night was Friday night, which in turn means that the fan's game day experience begins with an apocalyptic hangover. And how does anyone in their right mind cure a hangover? That's right, more booze. Make sure to start early, really early. As a matter of fact, if you could rig your alarm clock to dump an entire can of Keystone down your throat, that'd be perfect. And yes, I mean Keystone. Why waste your money on expensive beer? What, just because Keystone tastes like urine? That doesn't sound very fan-like to me. So after puking and having crippling dysentery from his hangover, the fan will proceed to pound down no less than 6 cheap brewskis. And then, still delirious and in desperate need of a shower, the fan will begin to collect his tailgating paraphernalia. Said paraphernalia includes but is not limited to a grill, meat for the grill, a cooler, beer, lawn chairs, beer, shade-producing devices, beer, marijuana, beer, and beer. And all of the tailgating equipment is thrown into the back of whichever tailgater's car is the largest, most obnoxious, and least gas-efficient. A quick sobriety test goes down to determine designated drivers, so basically the one person who isn't already singing Don't Stop Believing or hitting on inanimate objects is the guy driving. Once the fans arrive at the tailgating location, they drink about 11 more beers apiece and throw slabs of meat of questionable origin onto a grill. The fans miraculously get through nearly every tailgate without sustaining third-degree burns or food poisoning. Once everyone is good and blackout drunk, they drink a few more beers, because you can't drink in college football stadiums. Then the fans stumble in the general direction of the stadium. Every once in a while, someone will forget what the stadium looks like and wander off into the cornfields, but they'll show up in a day or 2 or 5. And the lucky fans who do find their way to the stadium will be treated to a quality game of football, which none of them will remember. Just remember this, fans, if you have to go pee, please go to the restroom. Until tomorrow, I'm Griff, and I'm still talking. Go Illini.